Welcome to the demo for Rivage, an upcoming exploration puzzle game which takes place on a space station and involves time loops.
Good morning, Miranda venue. Your canine system has been reset. It is May 1st, 2467. Alert, 80% of the crew is missing. Alert, station power reserves are critical. Gather your most important research and proceed to the evacuation bay. This is not an exercise.
We're at the space station and it's already bad things are happening. Power's low, crew's missing. It's at 80% of the crew, but that obviously could be like 80% out of 100 people, so there are still people around, or it could be that's just us. We're left, right? We're the 20%. I mean, either way, losing 80% of people is bad, but, you know, being the only one left is a problem. Is this Earth or is this another planet? Because obviously being in Earth orbit is one thing, being somewhere out in space might be a bigger issue. No data input, please restore connection. Okay, how could I do that? There is some sort of handle. Okay. Doesn't go anywhere, doesn't do anything. This looks like an extra log, so I have to do something else to unlock it and then the handle will work. There is a CD player of some sort. We don't have any CDs. Also, we're on a space station with like all the technology, but also we got a typewriter. Is it missing some of the keys? A Verne original. Okay, now that's the thing that was talking to us. Okay, that's instructions. So we have navigation. We can scan this. And that then opens this for us and we have all the controls in the menu. Yeah, so we're gonna be gathering knowledge and putting it in our brain chip of some sort. Okay, there's little drawers. A letter. So someone trying to date us, though I would think that's probably a letter from not a space station. I mean, I don't know what kind of space station this is, right? Because it could be like, yeah, this looks a bit bigger, but I wouldn't expect this to be like, oh, it's actually like a space colony and there's a wine bar here, so this might be a letter from before we got here. There is a CD here we can pick up and then we can play.
Unreal. Unprecedented. Incredible. There are no words to describe it. I'm leaving what so many others only dream of. A taste of my own novels. Who would have thought I'd be part of a team tasked with studying a new home for humanity to replace our dying Earth? Everyone's counting on us, literally. What we're doing here is getting media attention. We're a beacon of hope.
So that was a recording of us talking about the mission being a beacon of hope and stuff like that, and that was saved to our device. Okay, well, yes, there's globes we can spin. Is that a puzzle? A picture of the crew. A record player. Apparently we can have a record, but we don't have it. Stardust by Miranda venue. That's us? I mean, she just said, like, in my novel. So she's a writer, but then on this wall I was like, oh, then there's a university degree for Doctor of Medicine, so she's a writer and a doctor. Because, you know, being good at one thing is clearly not good enough for this woman. Okay, we've got computer. Password. I assume we don't know our password. There is forgot password. Hint, my bestseller. Okay, well, is that this thing here then? Stardust? It says bestseller. We have a flashlight so we can see. Yes. Okay, is that the password then? Yes, it is. First puzzle, easy. It is 9:38 a.m. 1st of May, 2467. Okay, way into the future. We've got mail. Yes, we've got mail. Optima Vault. Hello, Miranda venue. We confirm that the date of birth associated with your safe has been updated. The new date is as follows. 06/02/2435. Okay, we may need this for something. Like, vault obviously sounds like something we would open. Although, did you just set your vault password to your birthday? That doesn't sound very secure. Evacuation procedures. Rescue timeline. A rescue team will arrive within approximately 30 to 35 days. I assume we're not near Earth then. Like, it doesn't take 30 to 35 days to get a spaceship in orbit, and as we're saying, they're gonna build it or something. So we're somewhere further away. But then that would still imply, like, if this is another planet that looks like it has continents and oceans, it has to be in a different solar system. So there's enough technology to get a spaceship out to a different solar system within 30 to 35 days. So not too bad. Although another thing I'm reading from it is like, the first thing they want to do is to secure the important research, right? They're not going with like, no, you know, save your cells and all that stuff. No, research first, people later. Jahi Osmond access cards. You will need your personal access cards to enter the kitchen. Amaan, arcade machine. Okay, we've also got like a messaging thing. Okay, Amaan, Johnny Kim, and Raphael. Okay, he's a man of few words, but he wants to see the robot. So where's the safe we can open with our birthday? Ah, there's the robot. Cute robot. Hello. Hello, are we friends? Oh, such a cute face. I can't pet. Let me pet robot. No. Okay, fine. I guess it's just a vacuum cleaner. Something happened when I walked out? Ah, there is something to listen to.
Well, our food supplies are dwindling faster than expected. But if we're careful, starting now, we can still avoid early rationing.
Are you sure that applies to everyone, Commander Kim?
Everyone can be careful, I suppose.
And we will. Anyway, we're supported by the best logistics around.
Yes. Speaking of logistics, Jahi, I would need some clarification on the escape pods, just in case.
Amaan eats too much anyway.
Raphael.
Okay, so things were already going somehow wrong, like, because they're talking about, oh, we need to save food to avoid rationing, but then supposedly they're logistics, right? It's unclear whether this is, we know that the rescue mission can reach us within 30 to 35 days, but that means it's also possible potentially for someone to come deliver more things, but I guess it's on a schedule, so they're like, oh, you're eating too much? Okay, so I've run out to look at the robot before I've completed looking at my room, just in case there's anything more here. Lots and lots of books, that's for sure. A.R.E.S station manual instruction, okay, but we can't actually read that, so just so we know, there was a manual. Okay, this is the guy that was later like, oh, let's go to a wine bar and stuff, so it's like, I guess she did accept his original invitation and then they continued to meet. Oh. Is that... yes, Optima Vault. That's the safe? What's a scatterbrain? Retrieve my things, hallway box, put away my papers, do my laundry. Okay, just a reminder. So is this where we put a birthday? 06, 02, 24, 35? No, okay, there is enough room to put our birthday. So that means it's not as easy. We're gonna have to find something else to do, like use your birthday and add the numbers or something. Okay, but then there was, yeah, the stuff in a box. Is this the box? Okay. Unlatch pull handles. A bit of like this diegetic handle pulling. Ah, vault reset instructions. Type /000/ and then use your birthday. Okay, that's how that's going to work. That's why it was like, oh, go to the box. Okay, so it was /000 and /. Yeah, and now they want our birthday. Yeah, it's unlocked. Okay, so that automatically opens our K9 and says like, oh yes, this information's been saved. In case we needed more. Okay, there's a handle we have to pull. So what's in our safe? Is this handle something? No, okay. I was like, maybe this opens further. Another letter. Oh, so it's the same guy, so I guess, yes, they got together. It's been 2 years since they've met, and now he's like, yes, you're going to space, and that's great for all of us. Okay, there's a ID card. There was something about we're gonna need that for access to the kitchen. Okay, scanning it into our brain chip.
Level 1 granted.
Okay, we have access level 1. That's probably like the lowest access, which is interesting, because if we're the ship's doctor, it's like, what if something happens where the doctor doesn't have access to? You're just gonna be like, well, I guess I die. And we've got this. That's the people here. So yes, it does seem like 80% of the crew are missing is a sign of like, you're the only one left, which you would think the computer would make that clear, right? Everyone else is missing. You're just here alone. Well, interesting, because it does feel like you know, these days on space missions, the astronauts are like very good health, very highly trained, all that stuff. But this feels like a more of a haphazard matching of people. Some have health conditions and stuff like that. So it's more like if you were picking people based on like, well, we really need their skills to do what this is. Like they're talking about like future of the planet and stuff like that. So very much like some sort of last hope mission potentially for Earth. Okay, well, now we have the card, so we can go to the kitchen, which is here. But we're here, I assume, everyone else's bedrooms. What else is here? Miranda Venue exclusive interview. Okay, so we're like popular writer, I guess, but now we're here as well as at the space. Plus more covers inside. Amaan Jadal, Jahino Wani, Johnny came. Okay, so everyone was profiled for this magazine, but we are like the cover face, right? So for whatever reason, they chose us. Low power indicator. Batteries are low. Ultra battery and heavy power devices. No power equals no light. If battery empty, emergency power on. Low power guidelines. Okay, someone's been doing some sort of emergency wiring as well. Okay, so this is like battery empty. Insert handle. No, we don't have handle. Okay. To what? Power the door? Okay, this is completely out of power, so that's what we need to do. This one has power, and there is like low power warning, so we have 4 power, and the card is required. I only have my card, I don't have his card, so I can't go in. Ooh, pretty plants. Yeah, this station has like flowers, plants, and stuff like that, so it doesn't look like a haphazard, you know, no money cheap mission, but at the same time it feels like the crew is kind of like a mishmash of people that are not necessarily trained together and prepared to work with each other. No smoking? I would hope so. Johnny K, card required. I assume his card, yeah, not my card. The same for Raphael. Yes, no snooping in people's rooms yet, but we can go snoop in the kitchen? Yeah, we can. Okay, oh, another robot.
Hello, human.
Hello,
I see
robot.
You don't have a picture of me and your canine yet. Perhaps it's time to take one. Hold on. I'll strike a pose.
Okay, oh, it's teaching us to take screenshots.
Gorgeous. My red really pops.
Oh, yes. Because I was like, I saw that as a key binding, I was like, okay, just for taking pictures, but I guess it's more of a in-game mechanics, so we can store that in our K9 and have the clues. Emergency recharger. Emergency use only. Okay. So now it's saying we have 3 power. We had 4 before, so I guess opening the door took the power. Okay, but that doesn't do anything. We pull it, nothing happens. Oh, we need an item. So it recharges using some sort of battery item. New scoops. Strange phenomena at the station, what we know. I was like, our station? But then probes grown on Mars. And plus, would there be something happening on our station and then it gets back to Earth and someone prints a magazine about it? I'm like kind of not sure about what the timelines and setups here are yet. Ooh, maths. I presume we will not be solving this maths. Imagine a game that's like, oh yeah, you have to learn calculus and then solve the puzzles. And pictures. I mean, it looks like child drawings, but then it's signed Raph, like Raphael, and there was something about him being like a child, so is that him? Did he draw this? Another note. Emergency pharmacy. This facility provides urgent care for the following ailments: heavy bleeding, stomach ache, headache. You can also get emergency access to the evacuation bay. Is this like wrong ordered? Because like the heavy bleeding has a headache picture and the headache has a bleeding picture. Someone make a mistake making this note? Ah, there's an object that looks like power thing, a battery. Okay, so can we stick it in here? No, incompatible item. But it's a battery. I guess it's a different kind of battery this needs. And there's a whole aquarium? Is that real? I'm kind of trying to understand like what sort of space station this is, right? Because we're saying there is some sort of Earth emergency. This is the hope for Earth, but at the same time, this looks like quite a fancy space station that you could just live on, right? We've got plants, we've got aquariums. Is the aquarium for something or just for decoration? And it's very decorated and all that. So it's not like you know, we built a spaceship for emergency research. They spent money to outfit this thing. Wilderness survival guide. Well, I would hope there is no wilderness in a spaceship, but who knows? There's aquarium, so that for all we know, we open this door and there's a forest. But yeah, we need a level 2 card for that. And we only have level 1. Lobby. What else? Level 4? Well, definitely not. Just food left out, dirty dishes left out. Wow. Reminder, the emergency pharmacy batteries must remain next to the machine. Someone gathered the 3 batteries scattered across the floors. Johnny. Okay, so is that the battery you found? There's 3 of them. We have to find all 3. Storage inventory. Okay, well, so it seems like they've had food. Like, I've never considered how many kilograms you need for 5 people of various things, but this seems like they've had plenty of at least some things for when this inventory was taken. But I guess they were using it faster than expected, so they were like, oh, that's not a good rate. Is that a camera? They're watching us. Astrolab, press to turn on, use handle to rotate. Okay, that this? And there's another note. With a few modifications, I was able to study all these things in 3 dimensions. It changes everything I know about the language. Miranda will be able to help us even more. Amaan. Okay, language? What language? What language you're studying in space? Ooh, okay. Some sort of symbols. And then, yeah, okay, there are handles. Okay, that rotates the 2 bottom things. And that rotates top and bottom. Okay, I presume we have to make it so that the shapes are completed. I'm just kind of trying to see what matches with what. This looked like it could have been correct, but I guess if we go around the other sides, they're not correct, so that's not quite it. Okay, there we go. That's the correct alignment. And now we get something on the ceiling. Okay, is the arrow the top of it? Well, let's take a screenshot. Yeah, screenshots helpful for referencing things in case we need this. Pod B, card required. I assume, yes, it's a card for Pod B. We don't have that. Okay, there is kitchen and there's something to listen to again.
What's this all about now? Why is it floating?
New anomaly to study. At least it doesn't look dangerous.
They're moving. Like in a solar system. Like planets.
It's... Find what you can. Maybe it will be useful to them. Let's search the station. There might be others, more interesting ones. The program isn't funding this project for nothing.
The speed and direction of rotation of the objects are constant. It's fascinating.
Oh, it's slower if we touch it. I'm fine. I'm okay.
There's nothing we can do with it. In plain language.
The important thing is to make ourselves understood, Jahi. Raphael is experimenting.
If only he could help us find more food. By the way, avoid eating anything that's spinning. It would be a shame not to be able to understand what's going on.
Let's avoid personal attacks. Every voice counts.
Yeah, enough. Focus. I want answers tonight. Hurry up. You're spending more time squabbling than finding explanations for me. I thought Raphael was the only child on board. As for you, Miranda, make yourself useful. Little bit. Look for other anomalies.
Okay. That guy really does not like us. But yes, somehow there is a fruit and veg solar system. I guess also sushi. Just marked it up like a crime scene. Gravity? No gravity. I mean, there seems to be some like gravity within this solar system, but not obviously affected by our gravity. Well, we get a cool view from the kitchen. So weird things were happening, and then somehow everyone got raptured. Holographic cereal box, limited edition. Well. Because yes, like they were like, oh, help us find more food, but they seem to have plenty food just lying around that they left, right? Like, what happened? Did they live like this, just leaving things around, or did it actually happen as they were here preparing meals, right? Something happened and they've disappeared. Just, yeah, bread in the toaster, half-cut lemons, lots of cans, fridge, again, holographic cans, just like a whole burger. Cake, happy birthday, 60. Okay, someone's 60. or has recently been 60. Is that important? Not sure. Recyclables and compost only. Purged down, ready to be used. Okay, open. Okay, we need an item, some sort of screwdriver or something to open this. I don't know why. Why would I open this? But the game indicates we can. So yeah, this is here about the anomalies, and then there was that magazine that was like, strange phenomenon at the station, what we know. So it is about our station. This is being shared with people, what happens here. Draw a pattern to unlock. Dock system. Okay. Is that the pattern we saw on the ceiling? This? It is 3 by 3 in terms of the dots. So if we go this way. Wrong password. Oh, I was like, the triangle's at the top, but there's a triangle at the bottom. So we have to turn it upside down. So then it would be like this. There we go. Okay, this uses power because we have the battery, and then it's robots area, cultivation lounge area, 1 power each. So can we do cultivation? Okay, that changed this area in the back, but it did use 1 of our power, so we could run out. Well, we gotta be careful then, not just willy-nilly touch things. Okay, there's gardening tools. Can we have a shovel? Can we dig? No? Okay. There is a computer of some sort, but it's not on. Bashkar's shack? Not seen that name. They've got flowers, gardening equipment. Oh, another battery. Oh, but okay, we can only hold 1 thing at a time, so if we pick it up, we put the other one down. That means we need to find a place we're supposed to put it. Okay, this needs a key. Not screwdriver, we can't pick that up. Okay, well, there's a bunch of plants and gardening tools, but other than the battery, I'm not sure if anything's usable. Now, the interesting part is like, where am I supposed to put this battery, right? Because it would be good if I could pick it up and take it before I switch the view. It said it's for the medical station, but I've not seen it. Like, I've walked all around this room, storage room, and it doesn't fit. And I can't, like, just place it somewhere. Like, I have to swap with another item in order to be able to put an item down. Yeah, the emergency pharmacy. Like, where is that? We check the map? Nope, it doesn't really say. Well, I guess let's explore more in the kitchen then. Because we can still switch what's showing in this corner. It's just, I'm gonna be running out of energy. Because now I can switch the robots area. So there is charging stations for the robots though. Not for my things. Workshop, bot service, diagnostic and repair. Emergency pharmacy. Okay, so we insert the battery here. There we go. I mean, currently I am not suffering from any ailments, but that may change. And I assume I needle free. Yes, nothing happens now. Oh no, your PC ran into a problem. It looks like a recent update may have caused issues with your computer. Critical process. Oh no, poor computer. Can't do anything. There's another battery here, so we can put it in. So we can put that, and that's 2 out of the 3. Except, let me see. Do I have enough juice? Yeah, I don't have enough juice now to pick up the other one and come back here, right? Because if I switch to cultivation... Yeah.
Warning, sudden drop in light intensity. Please activate your K9 flashlight.
So yes, I can have my last battery, but now this thing is off and we don't have any more energy. Can we use this emergency charger now? No, that's just... Without whatever the item this is, we can't. So yes, now we have to recover power in order to be able to take this last battery into the pharmacy. The storage is now open. Oh, because it was like the evacuation procedure where it's like, oh, if things fail, we will open the food. There is Time Trickster arcade machine, and it says loop. Is the time loops then? So it's not a game we can play, it's like how we do the time loops that I saw they're mentioned for this game. Okay, anything else first? Because there's like a hatch here, but we can't reach that. Seems like just a bunch of food and cans, nothing special. Okay, well, let's loop. Let's see what happens. We're back.
The downloaded data is stored and accessible via the K9 interface.
Okay, so it's adding everything that we've seen to our K9. Yes, our card is here. Yes, all of the information we've collected about us in the dialogues and screenshots. So yes, it's loop 2 now, and I guess that's how we will be able to get around this whole, oh, I've run out of power, right? Oh yeah, I didn't open this either. Not sure what this thing is about. Yes, so everything is back, like the disk has returned. I assume it still has the same thing on it. Anything new on our computer? I mean, unsurprisingly, this is all the same, right? Because we just looped in time, nothing happened. Okay, well, let's see if I can do the thing I wasn't able to do. Because now I should have just my card. I don't need to open the safe again. Yeah. Okay, so it seems like it has this sort of iterative loop where you learn more and more each time, so you can use that information. So now, will the batteries be already in the machine? No, because I can already see that's here. Okay, so we store the information, but not the items. Huh. I just kind of looked at this and I see this symbol here, and this is the same symbol as on that locker in our bedroom, so maybe once the power fails, we go back there and that will be open? Because this opened when the power failed. Okay, well, in a bit with that. We have to draw the pattern again. It doesn't just do this for us. So first we go to the robots area then, because then we have 2 batteries we can insert, because the one we brought and the one that's here. Okay, but that still means we will run out of power when we switch back to here, so it still might be futile. So yes, then we go to cultivation, grab the 3rd battery, and then we can go back to the workshop, but then we'll be out of power. Yes, everything's shut down, but we can still put the battery in. And this still works. The pharmacy is functioning just on the batteries. Oh, so it says pharmacy, but there is Baypod access, and then headache, stomachache, and everything. Well, I'm not injured, but I would like Baypod access. It just stored into my system. Cool. I don't need to pick anything up. But before we do that, let's go back to our room. This flashlight's terrible. And see if that thing opened, right? Because it has the same sort of marking. No? I thought it had something to do with the way that the other door opens, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Oh well, it was worth a try. Oh, but now we don't have enough power to open the door. Yes, we have. Oh no, that works. Okay. We've got power again. Cool. I'm not quite sure how that works then. Why did that grant us power? Or at least it granted us enough power for the lights to be back on, but not for this terminal to be back on. And this is still unlocked. Okay. May need to figure out more about this whole power system. And then like this door isn't working either. Well, let's see what's in here then. And the lights are off here. Stuck in your daily loop? Well, apparently. Want to escape and break free from the routine? Visit the L52 Lunar Colony. Okay, this feels both like, you know, just some in-world advertising and also a haha loop mechanic. Okay, there's another machine. Amaan, you drank all the cans again. I'm not sure what this does. Maybe there is a puzzle to do with that later. You know, what's Amaan's favorite drink? And then what? Everything is off because we've sort of used up all the power. Stock A, card required. But now we're back to 4 power here. So why are their lights off? So confusing. Ah, another interaction.
We can't eject anymore? This makes no sense. Our only emergency exit is sealed for security? Because of a malfunction? This is absurd.
Calm down. Considering what happened to Amaan, it's not too bad. The danger outside is too great anyway.
Amaan. Maybe his work can get us out of this. Could one of them help us combat the phenomena?
He was almost there. I'm going to see. I want to see.
Someone should continue his research, and we already have our volunteer.
Okay, so something happened. There was some sort of incident. Then the escape pods are sealed. They're failed, so they couldn't get out. But then she was there, But does she remember what happened? Like, we've woken up here, like, do we still know what's going on? Or are we like, woken up and lost my memory sort of thing? Okay, this is here, we can open this. So that has the same symbol. Okay, that might just be a symbol for whether it's open or locked. So it's red, it's locked, it's green or open. Okay. To-do list, gather Amaan's belongings, retrieve the key to his box, empty the kitchen elevator box, contact his family. Okay, so Amaan died. And this is the key for the box. Some wine, damaged card, enter your ID and barcode, place damaged card. Okay, so we can take a damaged card and restore it if we have the information. Not that we have a damaged card on us, but I presume we will find one. And then we will be able to open other people's things, because right now all those lockers are locked. What this game kind of reminds me of with the exploring and the little voice memories we get to listen to is Tacoma, which it was not a puzzle game, right? It's mostly just a narrative exploration where you go around and you listen to people talk and find out what happened to them. So in this one, obviously, there's a bit more puzzling in terms of, okay, the power management and finding items and using them correctly. But what this brings me to being like, oh, it would probably maybe be nicer listening to the recreations here if it had the same thing as Tacoma, where you also see like the outlines of the people as they were talking, because it kind of fills the scene a bit more, like showing you where people were and, you know, just making a bit of a visual interest. But I guess maybe they didn't want to like exactly copy the other game. So now I have the key for the box that was in the area with the plants, but I can't bring it back because this is out of power. So that means I probably have to loop and get myself in there, get the key while I still have power. Well then. So this thing here still has no data input. We have to restore some sort of connection. So that's not happening, and I guess, yeah, this is just locked. We have to figure out, maybe once we restore this, that will open. But yes, that means we now need to just run to the pod bay. The lights are blinking. Because yes, opening the doors uses the power. But then for some reason it was showing me power again. Okay, so there's this as well. Access card builder. Okay, so this is where we would restore those broken cards if we have one. But right now we don't. So instead we go to our locker. We grab the key, because yeah, physical objects do not resist the loops. Like, our knowledge of things, yes, physical objects, no. And then we go on to this machine. Okay, so we have to do the pattern every time. It doesn't just store the fact that we know it. And then we go to cultivation. Oh, that might be where we get the card, right? Is that not it? Or is this some sort of... Oh, yeah, I was like looking at the hole and thinking like, oh, this doesn't look like the right shape, but this is like a puzzle where we have to set the key to the right thing. Okay, so can I look at it closer? So it only has up and down things, so we can't have it going in all three directions. And each of the things seem to have like a middle stick out thing. So I guess this midsection has to be aligned with that other part. And yes, then it fits. Yes, somewhat of a classic puzzle, but it feels like it would have been nicer to be able to like inspect the keyhole closer. Okay, so that's Amaan and his son, because she was like, oh, he talks about him. And that's damaged keycard. So we have the code here at the bottom. Is that what we need for restoring? Because that will give us level 2 access. So he had more access than us. And we need to take it with us to the machine. So enter the card identifier. So that's the identifier from the card. Enter your barcode. Okay, this is not enter your barcode as in the numbers, actual pattern. But some of this pattern is missing. However, it does feel like this is some sort of a system where the numbers are created out of the bars. So we should be able to figure out what they are based on the other numbers. I think the way the system may work just from looking at the numbers here, it feels like basically the lines they start in the position that we have for 1. And then for 2, basically all the lines at the bottom and the top, they have shifted to the right by 1, right? The line at the top. And that's what then makes the pattern for 2. Then we can see 3, but I then from that assume again everything would have moved 1 to the right So it would basically look like a reverse of 1. 4 is a bit of a weird one because now one of the lines have basically moved up. But then by 5, all of them are down. But I think after that, it's like, okay, so we start with 5, all the lines are down. Then by 7, we have all the lines at the bottom of the line in the middle. So if we go by the same rule as we had, 6 might be the line is starting on the left, and then by 7 it moved 1 to the right, so it's at the top. And then by 8 is gonna be all the way on the right. And then by 9, I guess a second line was added. And that's how we ended up with a line on the right and the left. And so I think the pattern's gonna be... This is 9, right? Because we know the numbers from the card. Then 2. Then this is the first one we don't have. So I think this is 3. Because I think, yes, after 2, everything moved right. And this one moved right and cycled to this side, and the other one moved to the middle. Then we have 8, which I think is here because it's the 5 at the bottom. And the line cycled 6, 7, 8. And then 6 is, the line is on the other side because that's where it started. Then 1 is this line at the top. 2, we already know, is like this. 7 is the line in the middle, so between 6 and 8. 5 is just the lines at the bottom. Okay, so now we gotta put the card in. Like, I assume by that I was correct about the number system. It's printing it, so I guess so. Yeah, that was a cool puzzle. I like to have a little thing about this sort of patterns. Okay, well, it did the card, but once again we're out of power. So now we can scan it into our system, right? We don't have to carry the physical card with us. So that means it will persist across the loops.
Level 2 granted.
So now we have access level 2, but once again, out of power. Yes, this door is closed, which means we gotta go in the cupboard and use the arcade machine to loop ourselves. Hey, well, loop 4, we've added his card. Is there his room that we can open? Yes, Amaan. Oh, we have the card, but the screen is broken, so we can't actually do this. Okay, I can see the game was like, nah, you're not getting in there. Don't get too excited. Right, so we can go back to the kitchen, and then we have access to this room. Although that's already 2 power used up, so we're getting somewhere further. Lobby. There's another level 2 door, but it's broken, the same as his bedroom, so we can't get through there right now. Staging area, shipping and receiving. Okay, so this is for like docking. So yes, it's definitely designed for other ships to come here and resupply us, help us, whatever. But still, there was an incident and everyone else is gone. Come and discover the hidden side of things. We invite you behind the scenes of the A.R.E.S station before its mission begins. Oh, okay, so before they put this station out into orbit, people were able to come here. Jigsaw 2371. This fragment contains the very first plant samples found outside of our solar system. Could the universe be smaller than it seems? Not connected. Okay, so this was like part of the tour, being like, oh yes, we found some sort of meteorite with plant life, and that's how it led us to this other planet. Okay, this is another anomaly, because it's again marked as a crime scene. Ooh, okay. Is it like time slowed down because the sound just got weird? Yeah, I guess the chime is slowed. Okay, they were doing like listening and measuring of whatever's going on. Horizon probe. The Horizon probe discovered Vesta, the first habitable exoplanet. It was then retrieved by the A.R.E.S team on site to study its images and samples. Okay, so Vesta is the planet. Previously it was like spellable capital, so it seemed like it could have been some acronym or something. We can play the audio, but it will cost us one energy. Oh, xylophone. Okay, there's a xylophone we can play on. I wonder if there's some sort of thing we can play that will activate something. Okay, we need the password for the computer. Don't think! K9 is doing it for you! Okay. It's like, oh yes, it's saving things, don't worry about it. Next home is above. Install contactless app from the lobby computer. Especially you, Miranda, okay? He really doesn't like us, Johnny, right? He's being really harsh on us. Like, he's like, oh, what good are you, some writer, even though we're a doctor as well? You try writing a book and getting a medical degree. Amaan, invisible something. Raphael sound, gravity. Miranda's just a happy face. Repair screen door. Okay. Okay, we can plug USB drives into this thing. Forgot password. First name and last name of Horizon's probe creator. Okay, that's where we have to spend our energy to listen to the tour.
By creating the Horizon probe, the Russian scientist A.R.E.S sought to find a new habitat for humanity. Capable of traveling almost indefinitely through space, it became humanity's eyes and ears.
Okay, so his first name was Igor, but they didn't bother mentioning his surname. So it's not gonna be something silly like his surname was A.R.E.S and they named the station after him. Or he wasn't Horizon. Was it maybe Vesta? Like, would they name the planet after him, you know, in his honor? I'm willing to try it. Like, do we type it with space? No, okay. I'm gonna assume that's not his name then. Okay, more exploring required. Well, this is not connected. Can we connect this somehow to listen? There's stuff in the back. We can open it up. Fix some connections. Error. Some sort of voltages situations. If the voltage is too high, it can affect the speed of sound. I presume in the recording, not in the entirety of the universe. Okay, so we can take those and plug them in around the board. So there's blue one already plugged in, and that's +4, and we're looking for 11. I assume this is all the instructions we're getting? There isn't anything more to read, like, and here's how you do this. We have a purple part, which is then +2, so that's 6. But then after that, green is -1, red is -2, and yellow is -4, right? So we're not gonna get to +11 with that. Something else has to happen. If we move the blue to here, that's actually going in 3 separate ways. I assume that multiplies, so now we've made a 12, and then like putting -1 would get us there. But I assume that's not gonna be enough because we have to fill them all in, and they can also go through like to the other side. Because then like putting something here, right, it goes into the system, but then it also comes out the other way. So like whatever comes out this way, it actually plugs back in. So yeah, so this thing, this placement here, it goes in 2 ways, but then it also then comes out and comes back in. So it's connected 4 times. So this way we have basically one thing that we can, let me just put them all in, because then we can see the connections, right? Okay, so if we plug them all in, then we get 2 volts, because yes, the thing placed here, I presume it gets multiplied 4 times. Then the thing that's currently blue, it gets multiplied 3 times. The green gets multiplied 2 times, and then this one at the bottom, currently yellow, that gets just multiplied 1. So we have to figure out how to make 11 by doing that maths. So if my assumption's correct, like if I put this here, that gives us 16. Then if I put the pink one here, that's another 6. So together we've got 22. And this is -2, so it's 20. This is -4, so it's 16. And then it's 12, which it seems to think that's fine. Like it says that the speed of sound will be affected, but then we just listen to it quickly. Sometimes we don't see the effects at all. Mr. Petrov passed away a few years before the discovery of Vesta. Before that, he declared, "I shall know when she finds answers, in this life or another." Okay, but what if I listen to it inside of this anomaly?
Sometimes we don't see the fruits of our labor. Mr. Petrov passed away a few years before the discovery of Vesta. Before dying, he declared, "I shall know when she finds answers, in this life or another." Oh, that feels so clever, because I was like, oh, I'm not sure I can make 11, but 12 seems easy, right? Just go for the highest values for the plus values and lowest values for the minus. But yes, that means we now have full name of Igor Petrov, but once again, we're out of power, so time to loop ourselves. Okay, well, there we go again. Loop 5. We've got all the information, we've got the card saved, so we can just quickly go through the doors. I do wonder if we're gonna find something to charge more things, because obviously having only 4 power sounds limiting, and the battery interface is bigger, so it feels like we will be able to do it. Possibly not in the demo, in the full game. Okay, we'll try without the space first. Yes, okay, we're in. So that has this little Wi-Fi symbol. Update, contactless, minimize physical interaction, and autofill saved passwords. Mine is out of date, of course, I didn't listen. So I have to update myself.
This QR code links to an official website. No personal data is required. I can scan it in game. Can I scan it in real life? I assume it just takes me to the website for the game. Yes, it takes me to a website, intranet A.R.E.S. Set launch 1st of the 1st, 2375, which is like, I was for a second hoping it was the game release date, but if it is, then we're gonna be waiting for a while. Anyway, we can do this in game. I assume it will actually do whatever we needed to do to follow instructions. We clearly don't like following instructions. Okay, so that's been saved. So we now have contactless. There's also emails. Okay, so Johnny was using this computer to email. Okay, so Raphael to Johnny. I made a fun game. It's to make Mr. Brain happy. It's hard, but it's fun. Find me, Raphael. And Johnny says, we don't have time to mess around with your convoluted riddles. I can't do it anyway. Focus on your main mission first. You can play around when you have free time. Okay, so Johnny's not very receptive to whatever it is. Spam, be a pioneer, Elysium escapes, 25% off. Click below to redeem your code for savings. I can't get my savings. Okay, well, so what can I do with the contactless? Can I open the thing in my room? Finally? I've been waiting. There we go. Yes. We do get a puzzle in here with colors and switches. Okay, we can like move the things around. So this color plus this color gives another color, but we don't know what we're trying to make. So cool, but not right now. Now another thing was I do have Amaan's access card. So if I go to the pod B, I can open his locker and maybe there will be more items. Okay, no, I don't have... Yes, okay. I wirelessly opened it, but I had to like stand really close. So we've got a picture of him and his son. The drawing he made for his dad, I assume. Seeds. An iPad, another disc to listen to. Okay, well, we should grab that. Yeah, some sort of tablet. Yeah, happy birthday. We found some photos of your son for your birthday. I'm sure you'll be happy. Handsome. Even more handsome than Amaan. Raphael, I guess. He's just... Amaan, I know that food helps you concentrate, stress less, and work better. But for the umpteenth time, pick up after yourself. It's everywhere in the connector. 4 cans in one place. Johnny. Okay, yes, he was like... Again? From Johnny to Amaan. Okay, I think the from and to here is messed up because this seems to be between him and his family. Hello, A.R.E.S. It's been a few weeks since my birthday. So to celebrate, I'm going to give you some news. Everything is going well here. We're making great discoveries that I'm sure will greatly benefit our civilization. I can't really go into details, but know that I'm thinking of you both very much. Hello, my little family. I understand that you must be very busy and I don't really have time to answer my emails, but I wanted to congratulate Bhaskar on his university degree. I learned from looking at the test results that he graduated with honors. By the way, I'm still waiting for my happy birthday. Okay, so he's like, oh, my family, my son, but they are not super happy with him. They're like, you're just too busy with whatever you're doing. That was 4 months ago. And ask mom. Okay, the son is like, oh yeah, whatever, dad. Haha, that's a very good joke. Is mom going to wish me a happy birthday? Ask your son, Aniva. Okay, is there some issue with time? That he's like, that was 4 months ago and he doesn't even say that's a joke? Because like he seems very like everything is great. So either he's not remembering issues with his family or they on the station don't realize that time's been passing at a different rate. Or I'm just reading too much into it. Curious for sure. Okay, we have a disc we can listen to as well. Whether it's gonna be useful information or just some more lore.
Miranda, I can't sleep.
Oh, it's for us.
The pills aren't helping anymore.
Is it your son again?
He hates me. I felt so much hatred in his last letters and messages.
Amaan, your son will be proud when he knows everything his dad accomplished aboard A.R.E.S.
Am I going to die here? The image of the horrible obese man who sabotaged his crew's livestock. Is this how I will be remembered?
Amaan, that's irrational. Everyone here has made mistakes, and nothing is irreparable. We need you, more than ever. Don't doubt your importance here.
Okay, so his family might hate him because he left. That might be what's going on as well. I guess we would find out more in the full game. But yes, what kind of makes me wonder is this whole: is our character aware of all of those things, or is this like she's having to reconstruct all of her memories because for some reason she's forgotten what happened? Like, obviously, while we hear her speak on the different recordings, we don't hear, like, she doesn't react to anything in any way. So it's hard to tell which way that's functioning. Well, other than that, therefore, there is a couple things like this corridor device that I'm missing a handle for. I haven't seen one yet. And then a couple doors that, in theory, I could access with the cards I have, but they're broken and I can't interact with them. So is this puzzle the only thing left? Pixel video. Okay, I assume this is gonna fix this screen then. And we have some information about the colors and we can move things around. But I'm trying to figure out what we're trying to create. Oh, is it that this square has to match this square on the right? So here the light is green because this is showing a yellow on both sides. And here the same because both are green. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. And this is the information we have, that red and blue makes pink, red and green makes yellow, green and blue makes cyan, and then all three together make white. But then we have this side with the squares, and then this side with the circular parts, and there's something that looks like a minus. So we have to add the colors, but then we also have to take away colors. Obviously, every piece can be moved to another place and create different results. So we have to distribute all of the pieces accurately. We don't need 3 everywhere, right? Because for a lot of places, we just need 2. So like here we have, what we're trying to make is white, right? So we need red and green and blue together. So we could just move it from other places, right? Red, green, and blue together. But because cyan was taken away, so it's taken away the green and the blue, we are left with red. But if we remove that, we would have white. But I assume we have to use every single piece, right? We're not allowed to just take pieces out of this board. We have to place them anywhere. So we have to figure out the right configuration to do it. What we also have is, for example, we have pieces on the starting board that are already the combinations of colors, right? Which is where taking away might work, because if we started here with, I guess that's magenta, that means we have 2 pieces of red. So then taking away 1 red leaves us with white. So I understand how this works now. I just have to figure out how to best approach it in terms of getting all the pieces used up in the right way. Because interestingly, I think we also get black here at the end, right? This isn't like a malfunction. It is actually black. Would black be everything's empty? Yes, okay, so we actually have to also leave the bottom row entirely empty. So I've looped myself just to reset this board to the state it starts with, because I'm thinking they probably don't intend for us to rearrange the entire thing. So I'm trying to see, like, from the starting state, how far off is it? So the first row, we already have magenta and red, which means we have double red and a blue. And then it has cyan in the takeaway part. So it's broken because we basically taken away green where we have no green. So we have to add green. This row, because it ends in black, we can take stuff away from here. It doesn't want anything. But that means what we want to take away on this row is just single red. And then we have to take the cyan away from here. Yes, and that takes us to white. I guess we can use the black rows as a kind of semi-storage and a source of colors for now, right? That will help us keep things better organized as we think. Okay, the second row is good right now. We don't have to change it. We may have to later when we organize and we don't have enough of certain colors, but we'll leave it. This one wants to be cyan. Currently, it's adding up to an error because there is no green and we're taking away green. So we want to, well, we would have to take away the red and take away one of the blues. But we can either remove them from here or do it as a subtract. Okay, well, we can take one of the blues out. Then we have to add a green, which we do have. And then we can, from the bottom black row, do take away red. That's good for now. this one we want magenta, so red and blue. If we leave red and cyan, then we have to take away green. And yes, swap it with that, that's good. Okay, next row is the black row that we're using for storage, so we'll leave it for now. After that, we want a white. So it already has a green and red. And we could add a blue and then take away nothing. But I'm kind of starting to think we have to kind of lean more on the combinations, right? So if we take a yellow here, put it in, then we already have double green and double red. And we take away one green, one red. So if we replace the red with the cyan, yes, then we're using 2 squares that are combinations and we're taking away the extra, which leads us to white. It's not the simplest way to achieve white, but I'm starting to think like, how do I make sure that I actually use all of the pieces and don't leave any spares? The next one is already solved with green. Then we want a blue, which blue is itself blue, so this is a good row to use up some subtraction, right? Because we have a blue and then we're adding cyan, which is green and blue. So we can completely take away cyan. That leaves us with blue. But it also means we could, for example, use up a green in here and then use up a takeaway green, right? So it gives us a room to use up a piece that we don't need. Okay, next we need red, and then we have a red and a white. So we do have a yellow for a removal. So that then leaves us with red. But yes, that now means we have spare pieces because we have this blue. I was just gonna move that one remaining piece to the bottom line and then it automatically popped in before I even started to think about it. But yes, we basically created white and took away white, so that added up to black, and that's why we were able to just solve this puzzle. So yes, I think, yeah, resetting to the default start and then thinking about it in just like row by row was a good idea, rather to kind of try to solve the whole board in my head.
Welcome to the prestigious International Space Station A.R.E.S. You'll find everything you need within our facility, designed for your comfort and to support your research. Enjoy a state-of-the-art kitchen and living areas filled with entertainment to inspire your mind, including our incredible aquarium. You'll even have access to a greenhouse for your experiments and relaxation. Who would have thought a space station could be this comfortable? Earth is counting on you to assess the viability of Vesta for humanity, particularly regarding the mysterious magnetic field surrounding it. Finding answers will surely be another small step for man and a giant leap for humanity. Good luck, and have a fantastic trip to Vesta. This message is proudly sponsored by Star Vision Inc., Vulcan Dynamics, Atlantis, and Visor.
There we go, that's our welcome message. So, now we've seen our welcome message. What does that mean? I'm not sure if there's more to do in this demo, because like that video felt as if that was supposed to just go and do and thanks for playing, but then it didn't, so not sure if I have more unsolved things or just they didn't actually put that into the demo to leave it open-ended to make you keep going. Like there's few things that feel like there might be puzzles, kind of hidden puzzles, right? Some stuff with a lot of detail about plans, what are the vending machines for. There are obviously more doors that we couldn't open because we don't have the right cards that we could maybe create with the right information from the card builder. But I think this is a good enough first look at the game, right? While it started quite slow, I think once we kind of got into the looping mechanics and following the chain of puzzles, it got interesting. So I would for sure be interested to go back when the full game is out. So it almost feels right to not try to abuse the demo too much, because it was what I did with Blueprints, for example, where I got so obsessed, like my demo playthrough was ridiculously detailed, so then once I got to the full game I knew a lot of information, and that still played out fine. The game does say you don't get to keep your progress from the demo into the full game, probably because it's quite in early development, so the game could change in many ways and they don't want you to have skipped over those things. But at the same time, obviously, getting the knowledge of the puzzles could still spoil the full experience. So I'm not gonna go and try to dig up every single detail from it and just wait until the full game is available. So while I'm interested in playing the full thing, there are for sure a few issues with it, like the computer screens being weird, ghosty. I think they should probably really fix that because that would make reading things on them a lot easier. And what I feel is really missing from the game is some sort of strong intro, because yes, I felt like you just kind of get dropped in and you have to muddle through a little bit in order to kind of get to what's supposed to be the meat of the game, right? The announcement trailer for this game starts with "from the publishers of Blueprints," so it feels like they were trying to capitalize on Blueprint's popularities to push this out to people who are interested in some sort of puzzles. But if we're going to go for comparisons, yes, the intro cutscene to Blueprints really like builds the excitement of like, yes, I want to find the mystery, I want to explore the house. It puts you in that place of like, I am excited to see what's behind every door. This game kind of starts flat, but if you're willing to go along with it, eventually it builds up to this whole, okay, there's a looping puzzle mechanic. I'm not sure it will ever go as deep as Blueprints. Right now, I'm not seeing the indication that it will, but I still think it might be an interesting puzzle experience to go for. So we will see when it comes out fully. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you feel like there is potential here, or does it feel a bit too flat for you? And with that, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, consider liking for subscribing. And as always, big thanks to all the channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon on another adventure.